back to the show. Great to have you with us tonight. Very heavy Melbourne theme tonight. Great to have Rob Sitch on the show. What a joy it is now to be joined by the first Melbourne player to break through the 300-game barrier. Please make him welcome. David Neitz, everybody. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Thanks for having me on, and thanks for having me just after Rob Sitch. You know, I'm a genius, and then over to me.
You'll be funny, won't you? You're going to come.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, no worries.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, correct.
And then you've got a legend behind you too, Neitz Neale Daniher coming into Brendan Holmes.
Well, he's a good friend of yours, so you'll be in good company there.
We'll get to that.
Let's have a look at the highlights of your super career. I mean, there was very little you couldn't do as a footballer, whether it be in the air or on the ground.
Or whether it be forward or back. Yeah.
How old were you, Neil, when you got to Melbourne?
I sort of got down there when I was 15, playing under 19s, back in the days when they had under 19s.
So as a 15-year-old?
15-year-old, yes. I through the zone, so I grew up in sort of around Noble Park, down in on Keysborough, around that sort of area. And then, just made the progression from, under 19s reserves and into the...
3 years in the Teal Cup?
3 years in the Teal Cup,
Teal Cup, my God.
So Dennis Pagan was coach there, so...
Was it, Murray usually asks this question, but were you comfortable at the level straight away, mate?
The first little while took me a little while to get into it, but Neil Barton was the coach at the time, and he probably had more faith in me than what I had in myself at the time. So, but yeah, he let me find my feet and.
Was it a baptism of fire early, was it? At training? You were types like Rod Grinter floating around? How'd you go?
No, there was... look, it was interesting back in the day, but used to play in the reserves, even though David Rees-Jones, Chris Mew, Peter Foster, these sort of tough men of AFL floating around. But I was playing with Rod Grinter at the time, and there was a training session. It was in the pre-season, just before I was about to make my debut, when we were playing a practice game. But we had a handball game in the lead-up.
Yes.
And I got the old hospital hand pass and woke up in the change rooms. So,
training?
Training, yeah. It was a pretty competitive team.
Welcome aboard. We mentioned some of your accolades. 300 games, first to do it at Melbourne, All-Australian twice. Yeah. Most games as captain, most goals for the club.
It's a wonderful CV.
But head and shoulders above that, to me, you have a bar named after you at the MCG. Get on your feet, everybody. That is a standing ovation. That for me is the greatest achievement and the highest accolade you can ask for in life. Congratulations.
I concur. Penthouse with city views as well. How'd
you find out? Was you waiting by the letterbox and they sent you a letter? Talk me through it. There it is.
There it is. Yeah, no, it's a great little spot. But no, the guys. I actually rocked into the MFC change rooms after a game one day. There was someone from the MCC there that said, "Oh, by the way, we're naming a bar after you." So
free sausage rolls, free drink whenever you rock up.
Mate, I haven't been in there, but I went in there actually after or before the Boxing Day test one year, and usually I go away, but and a few mates go along, and didn't go away, and rang my mate and said, "Well, I'm going to come to the cricket. I'll meet you there." And I said, "OK, well, where are you going to meet?" And I said, "Well, you just get here and we'll tell you where we are." So, of course, I've rocked up. "Where are you?" "We're at the David Neitz bar." So I thought, this is good. Boxing Day test.
Congratulations.
So I've wandered in. Of course, my mates have got the chant going. And the whole bar was chanting for me to shout the bar. Which, and thank God there was a fantastic barman there, and he just started pouring pots and I started handing them out.
Oh, beautiful.
I missed that night. But don't worry, I'll be dropping your name next time I'm there.
Back to your playing career, like Mick said, forward and back.
Yep.
Toughest opponents?
Had quite a few, but I guess Stewie Lowe was an old St Kilda supporter, but probably Wayne Carey was the one. He's probably the toughest one. So
Wayne Carey, by the way, was he rated you quite highly, as we can see here.
I think Djakovic and Neitz would be the two best.
You rate Neitz at 20 years of age right there like Djakovic?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, he rated you. I don't think he knew your first name, but that doesn't matter. thing is, though, how'd you go on him usually? I know he's tough, but all right?
Look, I played a few good games on him, obviously, with that complimentary assessment there. So, yeah, a couple of games I played okay.
What about how'd you go? How do you reckon you went the day you kicked 11 on you, David?
I thought that might come up.
What about who a childhood? I'll just get through do it.
Go.
Trace.
Yeah, I love it, mate. It's the best.
Childhood idol.
Yeah, so from a footy, as I said, as a Saints supporter, so yeah, quite a few Saints. But I had the photo of Tony Lockett in my room as a young kid growing up, so he was probably right up there for me.
Plugger.
Yeah,
Best ever.
Plugger used to.
Yeah, best ever.
That's interesting.
One of the not only was he a childhood idol, by the way, Plugger, David. He was one of the few people that that you let tackle. He tackled you this.
He ran you down.
Look at this.
That's
It's like a lion chasing a water bucket.
I did that to a guy carrying a kebab one. But from behind, he never saw me coming. Whooshka.
I'm just glad you didn't find the footage that I did. One of the the Allied versus Victorian, the old when you retire, you go and play the E.J. Whitten game. I got tackled by Shannon Knoll, so pretty happy with it.
David, we don't have it this week, but top of set two next week, I reckon.
How often do you, in your quiet times, do you find yourself thinking back to the grand final of 2000? Is it a place you find yourself going from time to time?
Yeah, look, you try to avoid it in my memory as much as possible at times. But look, it was it was a great build-up. The back end of the season, we really had a good, strong crack at it, and we thought we were every chance. But obviously came up against the Bombers, who were the best team that year by a fair stretch, and couldn't get the job done. I do think every now and then, I actually had the first kick at goal of the game, and a left foot snap. Didn't get through, so you do think sometimes, well, what if?
What if I had
gone through?
A turning point.
Yeah, you just never know.
If you kicked that, you would have only lost by 9 goals.
Yeah, that's right.
Is it hard to watch?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it too often, I've got to say.
Let's have a look then. Here it is. Here, first kick of the first shot at goal of the game.
Yeah, into the woodwork, huh?
And. Well, mate, you gave yourself every chance.
Yeah. No, thanks for showing me.
Let's just take another look at it.
Yeah, one more.
Neither, look away, David.
I always spent 4 or 5 years practising that exact same thing afterwards. But
that was a good team. People forget. We haven't had success since 1964, but that was a very good team. And I remember under Neale, it seemed to be every second year you would. But you play a lot of finals back then.
Yeah, we played quite a few finals, but yeah, couldn't.
Do you get a tab at your own bar? No, I'm just interested. If I go in, do I get in for free? Do I say I know David?
You get in for free.
How does it work?
I asked that of the MCC, and they said you've got to pay extra for your membership this year. So.
I'm just fascinated. He's got his own bar named after him. Just forget Hall of Fame. He's named after him.
He's played over 300 and put at the body's fair share of injuries.
You were a battering ram the way you played the game. How are your injuries, mate? Because you really put your body through a lot.
Yeah, no, not too bad. I've escaped reasonably well, it's fair to say. So I can still get around, have a run not that often, but every so often.
Yeah. It's obviously in pretty good shape if Shannon Knowles grabbing you. But in 1999, though, Dave, you did break your lower leg, and as we listened to this news report, it was a pretty bad injury.
David Neitz is football's bionic man, his left leg held together by 7 screws and a metal plate after surgery to repair a badly broken leg 3 months ago.
We'll just stay on that shot there at the end. Now, Mickey.
I don't know. Is that successful, that surgery? Or is it... I'm not a trained surgeon, but to my eye, if that gets sore, do you go to a doctor or Bunnings?
It doesn't look as though something's gone amiss.
David, did the surgeon use a scalpel or a Phillips head? 7 screws in that.
It's like the IKEA set. There's just one screw missing.
Is that still there today?
It still is there today, yeah. But I think I better go and see about that.
We'll work on that upstairs after the show.
There's a lot more we want to talk to you about. Can you stick around? Because on the other side of the break, you're going to be here and we're going to be joined by your old coach, Neitz Daniher, and his daughter, Beck, who continue to do a power of work. They're going to be joining us on the show next. back to the show. Time for one of our favourite segments, Rewrite the Rules, thanks to Carlton Zero. And it's over to you.
Well, here's a bloke who rewrote the rules.
So good to have you here, mate. So good to have you, really is.
The first player at Melbourne to play 300 games. And I find that hard to believe. I would have thought by then there would have been more. Is there a specific reason?
I don't know if there's a specific reason, but it's great. We've got Jonesy in there now. He's joined the club, so the annual reunion's just got a lot more interesting.
A lot of those super players.
Does he have a bar named after him?
No, he does not. Not yet.
Can I ask you something about the 300th game?
Do you have a happy hour? Do you have a happy hour? No, I'm fascinated by this.
I'll invite you down, Vic.
Oh, my God.
I've never seen you more...
I'm with Nita.
I've never seen you more engaged in a guest than over here, by the way.
300 games. When you started out, did you think that was going to be the case? What were you playing? What were you...
No, I don't think anyone does, but you just want to get in and make it, really. But to be able to get to 300's been enormous, been fantastic.
It was a controversial day, let's be honest, your 300th. Right from the very start, there was a moment that a lot of us were talking about. Young Nick Maxwell came down to shake your hand and you've completely fresh-aired him.
I did, yeah. I didn't get great press after that, it's fair to say, but I did say my childhood hero was Tony Lockett, and so I went for a bit of intimidation factor.
Right.
Hey, you know what you should do? You know what you should do? Bar him from your bar. Don't shake his hand. Barred.
Well, it didn't stop those who appreciate the finest players in the game, Sam, recognising that David Neitz' contribution.
I know what you're talking about. I'm talking about in 2018, Hall of Fame. David, you joined. Look at that graduating class there. But how was the night, mate, for you to be joining such illustrious company?
Oh, look, it was great. It was a great fun night. It was fantastic. You have the family there and everything like that, and it's just great recognition. So yeah, really enjoyable. You're supposed to spend time with your family. I had Diesel Williams. I spent most of the night with Diesel.
What do you mean?
What was happening there?
Well, I don't know if you remember, there's a game, it must have been 95 when he thought he should have won the...
94.
94 was, where he goes, well, I thought I should have won the Brownlow, you know. And he played Melbourne and he had, I don't know, something like 40-odd possessions.
45.
45, did he? Yeah. Well, I think in his mind, he had it that for every possession that he had to come up to me and tell me that he... I couldn't shake the tag.
No, he would have been very keen to get an answer on that. Clearly you weren't able to help him with it. Hey, I want to talk to you about Neale Daniher. Clearly you've got an enormous relationship with him and he's not too far away from joining us, but just to set the scene, this is a bit of how the Daniher-Neitz relationship played out.
Neale Daniher, and there he is with his skipper. A show of solidarity.
Just want a special mention for the skipper. He was injured, he's got a smashed finger, his knee's no good, and he just plays with so much heart. I love the bloke.
He's been fantastic for me in my development as a footballer and as a leader and as a person.
Pretty special relationship that, and the work that Neale and Beck and the family and friends are doing again this week and have been doing for the last 6 or 7 years continues this weekend with Big Freeze number 7. Please welcome Beck and Neale Daniher to the show, everybody. Lovely to see you two. Lovely to see the pair of you again.
Neale, I haven't seen Mick do a standing ovation since he found out that David had a bar at the end. It's high praise indeed.
So go on, take us back to the relationship. Start with you, David. When the images we saw there and the words gave us an insight into what sort of regard you two held each other in.
Yeah, look, absolutely. And we had a long-standing relationship as a young fellow, really, when Neale first came into the club. And he was obviously a great educator and a great teacher from a footy perspective. But I guess as our relationship grew and coach and captain relationship developed, he became a real strong mentor. And, I guess as a player who played under him, you just saw, as an AFL coach, it's a tough gig. Get a lot of heat coming your way, and the way that he dealt with it, his resilience, all the playing group got a hell of a lot out of the time with Neale.
Yep. And what do you think of this bloke, Neale?
I love Neale. But
hang on.
Here we go.
it got me in that last game. And then again.
Well, even when I didn't get a kick, but when I did get a kick, my knee was that buggered. I couldn't actually straighten it. So I had a few shots at goal in the last quarter. I couldn't actually straighten my knee, so every kick I got didn't make the distance.
No.
It was shit house.
No, it's you didn't have to.
I'm the messenger.
I think there was a bit of ad-libbing going on there, Beck. He said no excuses, not you a shit ass. That's probably true.
I love it. It sounds like Neil's got genuine regrets about picking you for that.
We all love and revere Neil, but I hear from inside the tent that he was a bit of a lunatic as a coach. There's some scenes of him in the box in the last game. Yes. Did you ever cop a spray? We know that we're well aware of how much you enjoyed each other's company. Were you ever on the receiving end of a rolled gold spray from Neale Daniher?
Once or twice, yeah. His first ever game wasn't even a real game, and I copped Wizard and Jeff Farmer both copped a spray that game. So much so that that Neil actually lost his voice at half time and had to give the team had to be read out by the assistant coach.
That would have been a good result.
But yeah, I know. But that wasn't my best one. My best one, Neil was concerned that the forwards were defending well enough this one day, and he's need to push those forwards up the ground and make them defend, and he's absolutely going off his rocker. And I actually wasn't playing. I was in the coach's box with Neil. There you go, Neil. Give me a break.
That was we saw you in your last game there, Neil, in the box for your last game. Question: did you think that was going to be the last game you ever coached? I thought you were going to keep going.
Well, if David got the game, I've been coaching today.
I did see that.
It was a beautiful moment at the end of the game.
It was a beautiful moment. It was a beautiful moment.
The old team.
After the game, your other great warhorse, David Schwartz, interviewed you, and like I said, it was a beautiful moment, and capped off with these lovely words by David Schwartz.
Well, on behalf of footy players and I guess Melbourne people and the footy general, thanks, Neil. You've been an absolute champion. Good on you.
And it was a graceful and dignified exit as you walk away from the game of love with a little bit of scrapping stuck to the bottom of your That takes nothing away from the beautiful moment.
Still a magnificent
at the end of a career.
Before we get to MND, which is why we're all here, can I just ask you what you both think of the current Melbourne team? We can't let you two go without asking you. And Neil, did you ever think, 7 years ago that you might be here to see another Melbourne grand final?
Very excited.
We are very excited, that's right.
I think they're the real deal.
They're going well, the boys, at the moment. And look, they're also the good players. They're playing well, but everyone's just doing their job. It's a good solid
Fun
side.
going to the footy again.
It's fun, it is.
Do you watch it from your own bar? Do you sit up there? And
it's the downside of but there's no actual direct access to the ground.
We'll fix that.
They are flying now, and of course, should point out, Neil's last game as coach was in 2007. So you could say that the club's taken 14 years to recover from your injury. They're flying now, though. They're flying now, mate.
Beck, he'd never say it about himself, so it's always better to have other people talk about him. The effort that it's taken him to turn up and do 360 last night and come here tonight, we love having you here every single year, you two. How much effort is it for the old boy to get up?
It's really special to have him here alongside me. We weren't sure how it would be, but to have him here with us, 7 years on from when he got diagnosed is really special. And, he's still got plenty of gags and plenty of jokes to roll out.
I want to come in to remind everyone it's bloody cold last night. The baby.
Neil, why play on? Why are those two words so important?
Well, what's going on at the moment with COVID lockdown, there's a lot of adversity, and we got to find a way I mean, play on.
Great.
No,
Yep.
Okay, so we're doing it again. This is remarkable what you've done historically.
Incredible.
And it's such an icon now. The beanies are just part of Melbourne. They're part of Australian life. In fact, you see people wearing them all around the world.
How's the code work?
The QR code, Beck. Tell us about this. What's the...
Yeah, so what we're launching tonight is that from tonight up until halftime at the football game, we're hoping that we can raise $2 million in our fight against the beast that is MND. And we know that the generous Australian public will be backing our fight. We'll be playing on together, and we're going to get to that 2 mil target. So we're really asking everyone tonight, please scan the QR code, jump on our website, buy a beanie, donate. Every dollar counts in our fight against the beast.
Before the show, I borrowed Andy's phone and bought 14 beanies. So
I saw that one come through.
I've done my bit.
David, you're doing... I know you probably won't want to talk yourself up, but I know that you're doing a bit as well. Can you tell us what you're doing?
I've got a little craft beer company, and we've gone around to a whole lot of hospitality people and engendered the support of those guys. And what I would say, obviously, with COVID and hospitality, it's all been sort of postponed, but it's been fantastic. We had about 21, 22 pubs that have actually signed on, paid their donation and a part of it. Obviously, it's we've got a bigger fish to fry here, but it's just fantastic. The people within the hospitality industry are really getting behind it. So I really want to thank them and shout out to those guys.
Yeah, well done, everybody.
That's awesome. And, of course, it's about the sliders, isn't it?
By the way, you'd be a bit flat, by the way. David's got a bar and a brewery.
Here's the sliders, the current lot of sliders, and Neil, as an inaugural slider in the very first year, a pioneer who paved the way for these softies. It's great to see they're all there. Billy Brownless, who I'm calling Migaloo, the white whale. He'll be on deck, but am I? I've been informed there is one last slider to be announced, Neil, on this occasion tonight, to go down the slide.
One last nomination.
Yeah, it's a special one.
Yes, please.
It is,
the drum roll, here we go, and it is...
Well, Neil never does anything half-baked like this. He's gone right to the top. So we've got the boss man of AFL, a great supporter of the cause and a leader in our fight. Dad?
Fantastic news. Gil couldn't be here tonight, but he did send this message in.
Andy, Mick, Pang, Beck, great man, Neale Daniher. Thanks for having me on the show. Thank you, Neil, for being your captain's call. It is an honour, to be honest with you, to be part of such an extraordinary initiative. You've done an amazing job, and you're going to change people's lives. Everyone, buy your beanies, Big Free 7, get involved, lean in. I'm out here getting conditioning for the ice bath, feel good about it. Don't know what I'm going to wear, but it will be better than that tight, unattractive shirt you're wearing, Pang. Thanks, Neil. See you Monday. We'll go down the slide.
Oh, that's sad. Well done. Good on you. Good on you.
Well, a few things to address there. Was nice of Gil to record that message from his gated community. But the thing is, he did mention to me, what he's going to wear, I got some ideas. I got one idea. You go down as one of your au pairs, Gil. That'd be a nice touch. One of your servants, one of your butlers.
I don't know. I just hope his polo pony doesn't drown. Well, that's exciting news.
Yeah, that's
just when you think it can't get any bigger, you go and land the biggest fish. It'll be done in Melbourne. Obviously, the game will be played in Sydney. Still, Melbourne. It's one of the great traditions now, and it's going to go on and on.
It is, Neil. And you've been on the show a few times, and I just wanted to, one of the times you were on, I said that you weren't my favourite Daniher, and I stand by that. No, I'm just saying, man. There was Terry, there was, Anthony, there was Chris, there was Beck. Not even in the top 5 at the moment. The slide is, you know that we love you, and you know that the slide is an amazing thing, and there's so many magical moments. Mick was at the first one. This is number 7. Yeah. This one, for me, doesn't get enough credit. This is Liam Picken going down as the Joker. And just Tim Watson here, your old teammate, Neil. His performance here, for me, never gets enough credit.
OK, off you go. Take off the robe. Reveal you are
I'm the Joker.
Mickey, up until that point, we had no idea.
The suspense was killing me. Who is he? I don't know. Take off the robe.
You wouldn't be as near to finding a cure without the work you guys are doing. So keep going. FightMND.org.au is the place to go. Just one last one before. When you see the relationship that your old man's got with people who he coached, like David Neitz, how proud of your father are you of what he was able to do in terms of help these young blokes be what they became?
Yeah, I think it's pretty impressive. I've seen the sprays that those boys cop. To still have Nita by inside, I think that's bloody impressive. Oh. But yeah, no, I mean, people like Nita, there's so many of the old Melbourne boys that have backed Dad, especially through the fight against the Beast. They've been there every step of the way, and you know, massive thank you to Nita and the boys and everyone that's supported Dad, because we can't do it without. They're very forgiving. Straight there.
To you two, Beck, keep up the good work. You're a hero. Neil, just magnificent to see you here again. And David, you're a legend, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, guys.
FightMND.org.au is the place to go. What an inspiration that man is. Don't go anywhere. On the other side of this, Neitz Neale when we come back.